In Canada, the word sorry is more than just an apology. It's a social reflex. On a crowded Toronto subway, two strangers accidentally bump into each other. Instantly, both utter sorry, even when neither is at fault. This automatic politeness is deeply embedded in Canadian culture, serving as a way to maintain harmony in public spaces. Studies show Canadians apologize significantly more than other nationalities, highlighting how sorry acts as a social lubricant. The Canadian sorry traces back to British colonialism and Indigenous reconciliation efforts. Historical documents, like the Royal Proclamation of 1763 and residential school apologies, reveal how sorry became a tool for diplomacy and later a national habit. Indigenous teachings emphasize accountability over empty words, creating a cultural tension. This duality shapes modern Canada's complex relationship with apologies. Canadian workplaces often echo with unnecessary sorries. A team member says sorry before asking a question or entering a room, a habit linked to avoiding perceived rudeness. Research from the University of Waterloo shows women over-apologize 36% more than men in professional settings. This politeness can mask confidence, but it also fosters collaborative environments where hierarchy feels less rigid. For Indigenous communities, performative sorries without action ring hollow. At a Truth and Reconciliation event, an elder shares how real accountability requires land repatriation and systemic change, not just words. The 2008 residential school apology, while historic, lacked follow-through. This contrast reveals Canada's struggle to move beyond polite symbolism into meaningful restitution. Canadians weaponize sorry in conflicts, using tone to convey frustration. A heated argument in a Montreal cafe shows one person snapping, "Sorry, but you're wrong." Linguists call this apology evasion, maintaining politeness while asserting dominance. The passive-aggressive sorry peaks in political debates, where it softens blunt criticism without retracting it. In courtrooms, sorry carries legal risk. Canada's Apology Act 2009 prevents apologies from being used as evidence of liability, except in criminal cases. A dramatized trial shows a defendant's heartfelt "I'm sorry" being dissected by lawyers. This tension between cultural instinct and legal strategy forces Canadians to measure their words carefully in formal settings. Newcomers quickly learn sorry is a survival skill. At a Toronto language class, a Brazilian student practices saying sorry for imagined offenses. Surveys show immigrants adopt Canadian apology habits within 18 months, seeing it as key to fitting in. However, some struggle with its overuse, like a Korean entrepreneur who initially mistook politeness for weakness before adapting. Young activists reclaim sorry with irony. At a Vancouver climate march, signs read "Sorry for blocking traffic, not." This Gen Z twist subverts Canadian politeness to demand urgency. Psychologists note it reflects generational divides. Boomers apologize to keep peace, while millennials use sorry to highlight systemic failures without backing down. Rare, genuine apologies reveal sorry's power. A father kneels to his tearful daughter after missing her recital, showing how meaningful remorse differs from reflexive politeness. Therapists emphasize eye contact and specific amends, elements often missing in daily sorries. This scene reminds viewers that behind the cultural habit, accountability still matters. Ultimately, sorry reflects Canada's values and contradictions. Under a mirrored art installation spelling "sorry," diverse citizens share stories. A nurse who apologizes to patients, a Métis artist critiquing empty symbolism. The word becomes a prism showing Canadian politeness, avoidance, and the ongoing journey toward true reconciliation, one intentional apology at a time.